Let's bypass the basics and get right into the empirical evaluation of agent-native memory systems. We're focusing purely on structural architectures, empirical benchmarks, and system-level trade-offs derived from this research. For those of us engineering long-horizon agents, this data is absolutely critical, so let's dive in. Our methodology decomposes agent memory into 4 core modules, which we evaluate across 5 specific benchmark workloads. Section 1, Memory System Taxonomy. First, we have the stream and reflection architecture. Notice how it maintains raw experiences as time-stamped logs, and then periodically synthesizes them into higher-level reflections. It's a foundational approach, sure, but as we'll see shortly, the latency implications when you scale this up are pretty significant. Then we've got the hierarchical tiered system. You can clearly see the explicit separation of core memory from archival storage. Now, this relies heavily on programmatic eviction and promotion mechanisms, meaning the architecture has to actively manage exactly where data lives at any given millisecond. In contrast, this topology utilizes temporal knowledge graphs. Instead of just flat text, it explicitly maps entities, relationships, and their temporal evolution. This natively supports conflict resolution and graph traversal right at the storage level. Honestly, that's a massive advantage for complex reasoning tasks. And here is the composite hybrid approach. It explicitly routes schema-aware memory objects across multiple specialized storage substrates. We're talking vector databases, graph databases, KV caches, the whole shebang. It's highly expressive, but it introduces some severe multi-store synchronization overhead. Step by step, the paper deconstructs these varied systems into 4 operational modules: the logical data model, the extraction pipeline structuring the raw input, the dynamic retrieval routing algorithms, and finally, the lifecycle maintenance policies that govern how memory decays or updates over time. Section 2, Cross-Workload Effectiveness. The fundamental baseline finding here: universal dominance in memory architecture is a complete myth. The data clearly shows that performance strictly correlates with structural alignment to the required task. You simply can't just plug in a generic vector database and expect state-of-the-art results across the board. It doesn't work that way. Zooming in closely on these exact high-resolution data points, we see this play out perfectly. Structure-aware systems like ZEP lead longmem eval at 29.7 substring exact match simply because they natively map relationships. Meanwhile, trace-preserving pipelines absolutely excel in dbbench, with LEDA hitting 61.6 exact match. Your architecture has to match the bottleneck. Section 3, Retrieval Fidelity Results. So the crucial point we uncovered is that explicit structure, things like hierarchy or topological links, is empirically far more valuable than flat similarity search when your supporting evidence is temporally distant. Finding the exact right memory chunk at rank 1? Actually, scratch that. It's less important than ensuring all related evidence is structurally linked so it can be pulled into context together. When we dig into these high-visibility recall metrics, contrasting recall at 1 against recall at 5, it perfectly demonstrates the point. Systems utilizing hierarchical extraction, like memtree, drastically expand their evidence recovery when shifting from top 1 to top 5 retrieval depths. Their inherent structure natively pulls in the surrounding context. Section 4, Dynamic Update Robustness. Now we evaluate how these memory architectures withstand continuous contradictory knowledge updates during long-horizon execution. This is where a lot of naive systems completely break down. The research definitively proves that mitigating catastrophic forgetting is literally a pipeline-level design problem. Appending undifferentiated text fundamentally fails over time when compared to dynamically binding new facts to established entities. Notice how this timestamp-based multi-versioning works. Systems like ZEP avoid physical deletions entirely. Instead, they use explicit validity flags and timestamps to logically deprecate conflicting relationship edges. It's a differential write approach that is just highly, highly robust. When you compare capacity-driven physical eviction against that multi-versioning approach, the data indicates that hard physical deletion risks irreparably losing cross-turn linkages. Multi-versioning through metadata mutation, on the other hand, preserves complex temporal reasoning because the historical graph remains completely intact. Section 5, Operational Cost and Efficiency. Finally, we address the critical system-level concern for any engineering team, the utility-latency trade-off. The data definitively shows that richer memory organization only provides a net benefit when its upkeep avoids broad global state recomputations.
If updating a single fact forces your system to rewrite the entire memory graph, your latency is going to scale catastrophically.
Reviewing the operational parameters side by side, LightMem achieves 48.3 normalized utility at a mere 3.67 seconds per query, whereas highly structured systems like Zep push latency beyond 150 seconds to achieve their top-tier utility. You are directly trading raw compute time for reasoning capability. Isolating the outlier filtered data for the long bench workload, you can starkly see how multi-store synchronization or whole memory rewriting in hybrid systems, like AMEM, balloons the latency footprint to over 500 seconds per query. Let's be real, that is simply unviable for real-time agentic execution. To conclude this explainer, the empirical evidence points to some incredibly strict design principles for anyone building autonomous systems. Optimize for localized maintenance, natively embed multi-versioning right into your logical representation, and absolutely avoid global architectural overhead unless your specific workload strictly demands it. So, considering these hard metrics, does your current memory architecture actually pass the test?